questions. Guys, ask Coach some questions, and we'll get it moving here.
So, Coach, you came in and you're a new coach looking at the situation. When you looked at special teams, what are the things you feel like you have to address overall that need to be fixed?
I think just consistency. You know what I mean? You see a lot of good things that they did, a lot of good specialists, a lot of good players on the team. Just the overall consistency in play. There's always one person making a mistake here and there, and that just kind of goes with consistency. And that's everywhere you go in the country. You know what I mean? Is getting the guys to buy in. The more they buy in, the more consistent they are with what they're doing. And so that's kind of what I saw overall with the special teams.
You got kind of a unique situation with your kicker right now, trying to get more eligibility for Jackson Kennedy. How do you balance that with not knowing the answer to the question? Is the portal a possibility maybe?
That I don't know, but I do know, it's almost like every day, you know what I mean, as far as with the portal and with nowadays with football, you know what I mean, you kind of have to just go about giving every kid an opportunity and being honest with them, being upfront with them. Giving them the opportunity, and we want them here, you know what I mean? But it's kind of out of our hands as far as the NCAA, and we got to let everything play out the way it is with the NCAA and go through our process on our end and still give him an opportunity to earn a spot or continue the spot that he earned last year, and just kind of go from there. But right now, it's just one of those things where let the NCAA do what they're supposed to do, and we kind of just keep competing on our end.
Watching the spring game, it looked like on the kickoffs, like neither guy was reaching the end zone. Do they not have the leg to get it there, or were you guys trying to kick short to sort of practice or something?
No, they have the leg. But throughout spring, we didn't do a whole lot of kickoffs. You know what I mean? As far as doing kickoffs, we did a lot of drills and a lot of covering kicks. With the players. We didn't do a ton of kickoffs with those guys, and so what we wanted to do was just get good height on the kicks. We wanted them to go a little bit further than what they were going, but we wanted them to get some height on the kicks and have our guys catching the ball in the air, fair catching, different things like that. And so, we'll work on a lot more of them kicking off. We wanted to focus a lot more on field goals and just have them getting height on the kicks. You know what I mean? And so that was a lot of what was going on really with the spring game.
How have they kicked? We saw the miss, and then you look at last year and it was bad, and the alarm bells start ringing, right, for us.
Yeah, well, like I said, I just got here, so for last year, I always look to see what needs to improve from a fundamental technique standpoint. You know what I mean? I don't look at all of the numbers because that was 24, and so I try to tell those guys it's 25. So whatever happened in 24, I wasn't here, and even if they were here, they weren't there. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. And so, obviously I didn't like the few misses we had, but overall in the spring, they actually have kicked well. They've had a pretty good, camp. Jackson did a pretty good job with his field goal kicking. Jaden O has improved with his leg strength and his height, and Tripp has did a really good job as well. They didn't get a chance to show it completely in the spring game with the two misses that they had on field goals, but overall in the spring, they did a really good job kicking field goals.
Do roster limits, like with 105, do you know how many kickers you can bring into the season? Have you guys decided that?
I don't. I know everywhere I've been, it's always a fight of how many kids and specialists you can have on the team. You know what I mean? You can bring whether it's 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever the case. But, we definitely want to have an opportunity to bring in as many specialists as we possibly can. We don't want to take away from offensive line receivers or anything else like that, but we want to make sure that we can bring in guys that we can have, hopefully, a punter, a backup punter, a snapper, a backup snapper, a kicker, a backup kicker. And so, we haven't had discussions with Coach Fran about that and, with the personnel as far as how many we can bring in, because I don't even think we know exactly how many numbers. I don't even think that's official. Yeah, that's not official yet. So, we really haven't had that discussion yet.
How have you just seen Jack Stonehouse kind of be a leader of your room? Obviously, a guy who's been here for a few years now.
Yeah, he does a great job. He's a true leader. He knows how to help the young guys. You know what I mean? His only downfall is he wants to punt. You know what I mean? He's gonna go out there and try to punt. But he does a great job with it. He's a leader by example, and he's a leader by being vocal as well and telling those guys. And so he's doing a really good job for me as a coach, you know what I mean, and then for the players as well.
Yeah, and when I talked to him last week, he talked about working on his rollout punts a lot. How have you kind of seen him improve that through these 3 weeks?
He's done a lot, you know what I mean? Well, we haven't put in a whole lot of the rugby punts and stuff like that, but he's done a really good job with it. He's bought into it. In my opinion, he's an NFL punter. He has an NFL leg, he has an NFL pedigree, height, distance, all of those different things. And so when you get somebody like that, they don't really buy in or want to buy into the rollout punts. And he's just bought in. What do you want, Coach? How you want to do it? And he's just done it willingly and happy. And, you know, it's going to be kind of contingent upon how well he is with doing those punts, and we just kind of go from there. So I don't know how many. It might be one whole entire year, maybe 50%, you know what I mean? But it's just based on what he does best and what's best for the team. I don't want him to do something that's not beneficial for him, then it's not going to be beneficial for our team. But he's a willing advocate to doing it, so.
There was one practice where I heard Coach Fran tell Trevor he wants 5 punt returns for touchdowns next year. I think the guy led the country last year at 2.
Yeah.
So that's a lofty goal. But I mean,
Well, you know,
it shows how much you believe in
you,
Trevor.
Yeah,
Right?
you reach for the sky and you
Yeah.
might fall in the clouds a little bit. So that's kind of the goal, and that's what we're trying to do. And in our mind, honestly, every punt return that we get, we want to take it back to the crib. Like, that is really our opportunity to change the field. And our punt return team, you know, their number one objective is going to be get the ball back to the offense. Like, that's number one, regardless whether it's a fair catch, yards after the catch, whatever it is, get the ball back to the offense. But we want to take it to the house. We want to get every single return. If we don't get a return for a touchdown, we're disappointed. It's somebody messed up, whether somebody missed a block, someone let someone go, someone didn't hold up at the line of scrimmage long enough, or whatever the case. And so it is a disappointment if we don't get it. And so, you know, 5 touchdowns seem a little lofty, but, you know, if we set it at 5 and we fall to 3, then we lead the country.
What's your message, especially with you got some players that are on the fringe of being drafted or not? And often that can be special teams.
Yes.
So are you using those guys as an example to the younger
Absolutely,
players?
yeah,
Like, this is
absolutely.
what we believe in here in special teams?
Yeah, from day one, when I came in, I showed the guys players that I coached in college, and I showed them playing the exact same position in college that they're playing in the NFL, and showed them that, you know, selfishly, they'll have an opportunity to make themselves money. And team, collectively, will have an opportunity for us to be great, because the football game starts with kickoff. And so if we want to be great on our football team, then we all got to play special teams. And the buy-in that we have to have is, you know, we have to think from a holistic point of view. And if we are great on special teams, we win 1/3 of the game, we win the game. And then selfishly, you ball out on special teams, it's only going to help yourself improve at the next level. If you have, you know, John and Larry, and John is a great receiver, and he doesn't play any special teams, but Larry is a great receiver, equal, but Larry plays all special teams, they're going to take him. And he's going to have an opportunity to be on the team. He's going to have the experience of playing special teams. He's going to have the opportunity to play and give more to that organization than just playing receiver or just playing running back.
2 more for Coach.
Ricky, very rarely does a coach well enough to get sort of a promotion like you did at Georgia Tech and then sort of depart or disappear midway through the season. What happened?
That's something, you know, we just want to move on. Like I said, it's 2025, and I'm happy to be here. You know, I'm part of Syracuse football, you know what I mean? And what happened in 23, 24, I don't even remember. I have a short memory, you know what I mean? Like, all I can remember is what we have right now, the players we have, and who I'm coaching for. I'm coaching for Coach Fran Brown, and I'm excited to be here. And with Syracuse, and have that S.
I mean, is it something where you circle the game? Like, and you feel like you were doing
I
dirty?
circle every game, you know what I mean? Like, every game we circle. Like, our first game we play, we know who we're playing. We circle this game, we know who we're playing. And you know what I mean? Like, I have a win at all mentality, you know what I mean? Like, in our family, we say, how do you spell fun? It's W-I-N. Like, if I don't win, I'm not having fun. So every single game we play, it's circle. I guarantee you that. So.
Thank you, Coach.